Alright guys, I think we're gonna get started.
Hey, shut up!
How can we do this? That didn't accomplish anything.
It's annoyed everyone. That works too. Jimmy on the fly prime?
Alright guys. We're gonna get started real quick. I'm just gonna say a couple of things before we start. There we go. Awesome. First off, thank you to Brock for putting on this show. What he does here is a fantastic thing, and I'm sure you guys all know Brock, but next time you actually sit down and talk with him, really thank him for what he's doing here, because it's very, very, very important for what you guys have going on here. If he stopped doing that, I'd be afraid of what would happen to the really good thing you guys have going on around here. So first off, a big thank you to Brock for making this happen. Upswing Promotions, you guys are doing a great thing. Also, before I forget, our percussionist Jess back here, it's him and his girlfriend Christina's anniversary. So
good going.
I'm just going to say a couple things now because we don't have mics, and if you haven't seen us, you're probably wondering what's going on, but if you have seen us, you're probably like, oh god, here comes the speech. But yeah, we're Deadhorse. We're from right up the road in Erie, so basically this is home. A lot of people in Erie really don't understand what we're doing, really don't even like it, so honestly, we would say right now, we're playing to our home crowd, like Jamestown, Russell area, this is our home. And first off, we just want to thank all you guys for really being like our family away from our own personal family. So we really appreciate it. We're really humbled by the feedback and the response we get here. Like, you guys are genuinely awesome, and we look forward to every show that we do out here. I guess if you haven't seen us before, we are all instrumental. We don't have any singing. We don't have any words. So because of that, the music's extremely dynamic. It goes from really soft to really loud, kind of back and forth the whole time. Some of you might be really into it. That's cool. Like, if you're not into it, that's also totally fine. But if you are into it and you'd rather talk, we'd ask you to definitely leave the room and go to the back or go outside, because it's really disrespectful for the people around you that are trying to listen. It's just going to kind of make them mad and be a bother. So kind of just out of respect for the people around you. If you're not into it, we're totally okay with that. I don't want you to think I'm being mean or sounding harsh, but we would just ask that you kind of respect the people around you that are listening. With that being said, we have been on tour since the 17th. This is kind of our coming home show, as it's in the day and Radio Empire's going out show. So they're really good friends of ours from Erie, our family in Erie. They did a fantastic job tonight. Please buy their merch, support what they're doing so they can stay alive on the road. They have just as hungry of a gas tank and just as hungry of bellies as we do. So please just support what they're doing. They have some awesome albums, they have some awesome merch, and it's definitely needs to be in your hands. Just a little explanation, I guess, with the music, and this will be the last thing. The CD that we just recorded, we spent 6 months recording it, and every time we've come through we haven't had it, and we finally have it for you, so we feel really happy about that. And the album is entitled We Can Create Our Own World, and the music that we're playing is all from that album, and it's really this idea that's been born in our hearts, where everything that we've seen anymore in the music world, any band, any genre, can really sort of agree on one thing, that everything is just totally oversaturated, overplayed, overdone, overkilled anymore. And because of that, you can't tell a dime a dozen from anything else. And it's just really frustrating, it's really hard, it's really devastating to a lot of us artists trying to do what we're doing, to actually push forward with our creations and actually get it out there, because you're so flooded by the 98% of bull that's out there. So we just want to say that these songs in themselves encompass the idea that we are a family. Like, no one really happens on a show like this by chance, we feel. You aren't just at a show because you randomly saw a flyer like at the supermarket or something like your mom would. Like, this is something bigger, and because of that, I think there's already a really unique bond between all of us here, no matter how well we know one another. Because of that, we find ourselves in this whole underground family and this whole idea of a countercultural system based on a whole new set of ideals and ethics that you're not going to see in everyday world. And because of that, the sooner we can start realizing we have a very vast responsibility with and through one another to actually start making and implementing ways of creating our own world, creating an alternative world outside of what we see every day, what we always complain about, the world that's kind of rejected us as freaks or rejects or left outs or weirdos or too fat or not pretty enough, so on and so forth. Like, there's something about all of us that has thrown us into this world where we find a unity amongst the betrayed, in a sense. So I guess these songs would be our product and our voice of revolution and the ability to say there is hope to create something new, create something different, create something beautiful, because we were all meant for such amazing things that we don't even understand that we're capable of until we really look inside ourselves and really take those steps to push forward as confident individuals that can work together unified under a whole different banner and a whole different set of standards than we realized when growing up. Everything is in a big do-it-yourself mentality, so just because that's our meaning behind the songs, we don't even invite you to share the same meaning, because that would totally contradict what we're saying. But take these songs, make them your own. If you want it to be something about love, something about hate, good, evil, God, the devil, anything, it doesn't matter. We don't care. We would rather you just soak these songs in and make them what you will. And if anything, just know that we're thankful and grateful that you guys have welcomed us into your family. So I guess I'm just going to shut up now and we're going to play. So thank you guys for listening. We're Deadhorse.